Assalamu alaikum. Myself Ahkam Ansari. Student, welcome back to this channel, and I hope you could understand what we have learned in previous lecture. Okay, in our previous lecture we have started the first chapter of information technology, that is impressive web designing. Yet now we have not started official our chapter, but we have taken some information or some introductory part of information technology. So I think you got some idea regarding what is information technology all about. So information technology is basically regarding a computer or computer languages. Okay, so in our syllabus of 2 year, that is in standard 11 and standard 12, we will be learning some languages of computer, and we will develop some web application and Windows application. So I think you get some idea regarding what is the application, what is window application, what is system application, what is web application. Okay, so our chapter is impressive web designing, means we are going to create a web application. Web designing means we are going to create a website or a web page. So the thing is that if you are going to create any application or any computer application, you have to use certain computer languages. Like I have already discussed in previous lecture, we have different languages for computer. Like we human being uses different language, Hindi, English, Marathi, and some other languages to share information to different people. In the same way, computer understands computer languages, and n number of languages are available in everywhere to use computer or to create computer language or to create computer application. Okay, so again, on the basis of application, which type of application we are going to create, there is a n number of the computer languages to create this application. Like if you want to create web application, we have different languages for creating web application. If you want to create Windows application, we have n number of languages to create Windows application. Okay, so now I think you got some idea regarding information technology or computer languages. Am I correct? Okay, so in our chapter we will learn JavaScript. Before starting JavaScript, I just want to tell you something or little about JavaScript. JavaScript is a computer language or is a programming language. Okay, like your human being language, it's a computer language. Again, any language, okay, any language have its set of rules and regulation. It have some common syntax, that is called grammar, some rules regulation. Okay, so in the same way, some dictionaries where everything is written or the meaning of the word written. Okay, so every language has its rules regulation, its syntax, its grammar. In the same way, computer language have its own grammar or syntax. If you are going to use any computer language, like you are going to use C, C++, Java, HTML, C#, PHP, SQL, MySQL, whatever language you are going to use, you have to learn first its syntax, its grammar, its rules and regulation. Then only you can say that you are comfortable to use this language. Okay, like we human being, we are Indian, normally we use Hindi or Marathi if you are in Maharashtra. But if you want to learn Telugu language, we have heard if there is a Telugu language, there is a Kannada language, but can we speak Kannada? No. Means if you want to speak Kannada language or Telugu language, you have to learn its grammar, you have to learn its syntax, you have to learn its rules and regulation. These are the basic fundamental of any language which you have to learn. Then only you have to apply. Then only you can say now you are comfortable in this language and you can apply or you can use to share information with the other people. In the same way, computer is a machine and we have n number of languages for computer. If you want to use any computer language or if you are going to create any application by using these computer languages, you have to first learn these languages. So the basic language of web designing is HTML. Okay, basic language for creating or for designing is HTML. That is, what is the full form of HTML? Is a hypertext markup language. I just want to show you. So I will start Word. I will take blank. Okay, so basic language is HTML. So HTML is a basic language for, okay, HTML is a basic language for creating or for designing web pages or website. I am using two words, one is web page and one is website. So the web page means I am talking about a single page. So a single page is a web page, and if page is more than one, we can say it's a website. And in a website we have n number of web pages which are connected with each other. Okay, means if we have a website, I just want to show you a website. For example, if I open Google, okay, and in that Google, this is the web page. See, the whole screen is a Google home page. You can say it's a Google home page. It's not a website, it's a Google home page. For example, I am going to insert a URL, that is KMES School JC. What is this? This is the URL. What is the meaning of URL? You might be knowing URL, that is a yes. Can anybody tell me what is the full form of URL? That is a Uniform Resource Locator. What is the full form of URL? Uniform Resource Locator. If you think URL means unique resource location, so it's wrong. The full form of URL is Uniform Resource Locator, and it's a unique. Okay, it's a unique. Unique is an attribute of URL, but the full form of URL is a Uniform Resource Locator. So I have, and it is also called as a address of any web page. So I have entered kmessschooljc.org. It's a website, or it's the address of our official website. So when I click enter, so we'll notice that our website is open. This is called as a website, and this page is called as a home page. Okay, this page is called as a home page. When I click on home, you will get the same page. This page is called as a home page, and again we have n number of pages. So the collection of web pages, so you will notice that the page is changing every time. When I click on admission, so you will get admission page. When I click on faculty, you will get the list of the faculty. When I click on facility, you will get the n number of the facility provided by our college. So these are the some web pages, and collectively this is called as a website. So if you want to create a web page or website, the basic thing is that you have to create by using a language or a basic language called HTML. That is a hypertext markup language. Okay, hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language. Okay, hyper, that is a H, then hypertext markup, and then language. So it's a language. What is meant by hyper? Hyper means you are going to link something, means connected pages. Hyper means connection or navigation, you can say. Means HTML is a language or is a programming language for creating websites or web pages. By using HTML, you can design or you can create a website or a web page. So it's a basic HTML language, but we are not going to learn HTML. But the basic thing is that, okay, if you are going to create any website, the first thing you have to learn or the first thing you have to know, means it's a basic. Are you getting my point? Means if you are going to learn the mathematics, the first thing is that you have to know the arithmetic operation, that is addition, multiplication, division. In the same way, if you are going to learn any programming language or any web language, first thing you have to learn HTML. But HTML will taught by some other teacher, so it's not our topic for discussion. But I just want to tell you that the HTML is a basic language to create any website. So in our syllabus, we are going to learn JavaScript. What is JavaScript? Like HTML. HTML is a full of package of tools, different tools we have to design our website. Means there is a syntax for HTML, there is a rule for HTML. If you want to going to learn HTML, so you have to learn some rules and regulation given by the HTML who developed the HTML language. Okay, in the same way, if you are going to learn JavaScript, you have to know some rules and regulation given by the JavaScript too. Okay, but in our syllabus, JavaScript can be created, or the JavaScript programming language can be used inside the HTML page. Okay, JavaScript can be used inside the HTML page. I think right now you are not getting anything because it's your first or second lecture and I cannot explain JavaScript directly. Okay, so it will be bounced to you because this is the first time you are going to learn technology as a subject. Okay, so I will not go in very deep, or I will not confuse you. Okay, but just for time being, try to understand. We are going to learn some language. That language is a computer language, and its language have some own rules and regulation, and these rules and regulation, this grammar, this syntax, we have to learn. Okay, and one more thing, JavaScript is a kind of language. It's also called as a client-side language. What is client-side, what is server-side, I will tell you in the future upcoming lecture. But for just timing, just student try to understand, we are going to learn a simple language, that is a JavaScript. Okay, now I just want to focus, or I just want to take you some features or attribute of JavaScript. Then we will start officially, we will start what is JavaScript and how JavaScript can be used and how we can write some program or some code by using JavaScript. So let me take you to my slide. So my slide is here. Okay, okay, our subject is information technology. Our chapter name is a impressive web designing, and our topic is a client side scripting. What is client side, I will tell you each and everything. Just for time being, just try to understand our chapter name and topic. And in our client side scripting, we will be learning introduction to JavaScript. And what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a programming language. Okay, JavaScript is a programming language, or just try to understand JavaScript is a computer language. Okay, we will see each and everything, and I just want to show you some features and attribute of JavaScript, which is very important for your exam point of view and for your learning point of view. So this thing I will not read. This thing you can write in your notebook. It is very important for your future and for your exam point of view. Just the first thing is that Brendan Eich. I have highlighted some word. Brendan Eich. Who is the Brendan Eich? Brendan Eich is a person, or is a founder, or he is a author, or he is inventor of JavaScript language. Okay, so most of the time the question may ask, who is the inventor, who is the founder of JavaScript? JavaScript is a computer language. Student, again I am repeating, JavaScript is a computer language which is developed by, which is created by, which is invented by Brendan Eich. Okay, when it was invented in the year 1995. Most of the time it's asked some question, in which year JavaScript was created. So the answer is 1995. Getting? So most of the time it's asked question in examination, the year of invention of JavaScript. The first line is clear. Then come to the second line. Brendan Eich, a Netscape Communication Corporation. What is Netscape Communication Corporation? Netscape Communication Corporation is a company, is an organization in which Brendan Eich was working. Okay, who was Brendan Eich? Brendan Eich is a programmer, was a programmer, okay, who was working in a company which name Netscape Communication Corporation. Getting? Netscape Communication. Right now we have Netscape browser. We have, you might be noticed in your mobile or in your computer, there is a browser called Netscape. So the Netscape browser is also created by Netscape Communication Company. Okay, so Netscape Communication Corporation, or sometimes it's called Netscape Communication. This company is a company in which the Brendan Eich was working in year 1995, and that time he has created JavaScript. Sometime if in your question there is a which company have created, okay, there might be two questions. One, who created, means he is asking about the name of the person who is created JavaScript, and if say which company created JavaScript, so your answer would be Netscape Communication Corporation, and in which year? 1995. Is it clear? Now the next line, JavaScript was initially called as. When JavaScript was created first time, means in 1995, the name was JavaScript was LiveScript, or it was initially called as a LiveScript. Okay, most of the time, like you might notice that the Vodafone company initially called as a Hutch company. Okay, now it had been changed. So in the same way, the JavaScript initially when it was created, it was called as a LiveScript. Most of the time it's asked in the examination that JavaScript is initially called as dash. So your answer would be LiveScript. Okay, now the most important part or most important attribute or characteristic of JavaScript. JavaScript, see the fourth point, JavaScript is the most popular programming language in the world. Why I have written most popular? It's not I have written. If you search on Google or any search engine, you will find that JavaScript is one of the most important or most popular language used in the world. Why? The first thing is that all the or most of the browser, it's a client side. It's a client-side language. JavaScript is a client-side language. So I am coming on the point. If I am saying browser, so browser is your client. Are you getting my point? Browser is a client. It's a JavaScript is a client-side language. I have told you, but I say I will tell you in future or I will tell you in later. But for time being, just try to understand. Browser is client. Okay. So most of the browser is supported by JavaScript. Means all of the browser right now, every browser supported by JavaScript. That is, it's a very popular. For example, if you develop anything, okay, for example like your charger, mobile charger, if you notice your charger type, if your charger type is C type, so you can insert in any mobile which supports C type. Yes, am I correct? Can you insert this C type charger or pin in your iPhone mobile? No, because iPhone mobile have different type of charger pin. So it is not compatible. Okay, means iPhone charger is not compatible with other phone, and C type charger is not compatible with the iPhone or other phone. Are you getting my point? So, but the JavaScript is such type of language which supported in all type of browser. That is, it is easy for use for all the browser because it's run on browser. It's a client side, so browser is called as a client. Okay, that's why it's called as a most popular language in the world. And again, it's a free and it's a very easy and it's a very useful. Then come to the next point. JavaScript is a lightweight. Again, on programming point of view, it's very important for a programmer, for a developer to use lightweight languages. Okay, we have n number of type of languages in computer. So which language you are using for developing a website or a application, it's very important because your application is going to run on internet or on machine. If your application use very high language, very heavyweight language, so your browser will be slow, your internet gets slow, or your application will not work as per your requirement, or its performance may be very slow. So the main feature or characteristic of JavaScript is a lightweight. Means it will run in a fraction of second. The output you will get in a fraction of second. Okay. Sometimes you notice that when you run your internet or when you run on your browser, sometimes your browser get loaded or it takes time to load your page. Why? Because in background there is some processing going on or some heavyweight language uses in that particular application. That's why it takes time to open or a time to take load. So JavaScript is a very lightweight language which run in a frequent way and which is very useful for a programmer point of view. Okay. Now the next feature is called as a JavaScript is a famous for client-side scripting language. As I told you, all the browsers supported and JavaScript run on browser, and browser is actually called as a client, so it's called as a client-side language or scripting language. Okay. Again, I just want to tell you, JavaScript can be used for server side also. Okay, but the majority of the people use as a client side, and the best result for client JavaScript is on client side. And the main feature why JavaScript is used, if anyone asks you, these are some attributes, some features, some characteristic of JavaScript, but the main objective, main purpose, main application of JavaScript is it's a validation of input field. What is mean by validation? What is mean by validation? I just want to tell you a live example of validation. For example, I am going to switch on to my browser and I am going to open Gmail account. So I am open Gmail. So this is my browser, this is client, it's already opening. I just want to sign out. So sign in again. See, I am on a browser, it's a client machine. Okay, it asking my password. It asking my password. So when I type my password, this password can be validated client side. Okay, can be checked. Validation means what? We are going to check whether you have entered right password or wrong password. That password can be checked or that ID can be checked. Okay, I just want to show because password will be checked or validated by server side, but I just want to show you how client side will work. For example, I am going to enter ID. I have entered ABC. Student, please pay attention. I am showing you live how JavaScript will work. I have written email ID ABC and I just want to click next. See, is there any message? I just want to zoom it. Are you getting? Could not find your Google account. Why? Why could not found? Because every ID must have @ symbol. Okay, every email ID must have @ symbol. Every ID must have dot symbol. Okay, so these are some validation which is checked by the JavaScript. Okay, these are the some validation which is checked by the JavaScript. If I write abc@gmail.com and when I click next, see what will happen. I have written abc right now. See the message. When I click next, okay, are you getting my point? Means your email ID must be validated either client side or server side. Okay, this email ID could not find by the Google server, that's why it's showing the same message. But mostly JavaScript is used for client side validation. For example, you might have field like enter contact number. Okay, enter contact number, and if you enter ABCDEFG means you are going to enter alphabet or character. So these value can be validated, can be checked by the JavaScript. So the main feature or main objective of JavaScript to validate input field. What does mean by input field? Means the input field is a field where user can insert something, or by using that field user can accept some value. Okay, it's called a input field. So these are the some basic feature. We have n number of the feature of JavaScript. By the time we will learn different thing regarding JavaScript, but for time being just try to understand JavaScript is a powerful language which is used to validate input field, and it's supported most of the browser. That's why it's called as a universal language. Initially it was called as a JavaScript, and it was developed by the Brendan Eich in the year 1995. And in which company? Brendan Eich was working as a programmer in Netscape Communication Corporation when he was created this language. Okay, so I think I want to stop here, because this thing you have to learn. Please copy it, or you can note all this information regarding JavaScript in your notebook. In upcoming lecture or in next lecture, I will show you how we can write our JavaScript program, or how we can use our JavaScript. Okay, if you have any query in this session, please feel free to post your comment, ask your query. Okay, inshallah I will reply you very soon. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.